by my campfire tonight, camped out in the Hoosier National Forest, and I thought it might be a good time to go ahead and do a video on a vision that I had 24 years ago. The year was 1997. My grandmother had just passed away. After her funeral, I took my van with my Winona canoe and I drove all the way up into the Boundary Waters, the Arrowhead of Minnesota. Now, as soon as the funeral was over, I decided to fast. So from 12 o'clock that day, when we lowered my grandmother into the ground, I drank water and had some crackers. It took me all day and into late that night to get up to the Arrowhead. I found a nice campsite, camped out. It was a solo trip. I was by myself. Next day I woke up and I took my canoe and I went out and I fished some of the lakes. If you don't know what the Boundary Waters is all about, it just has lakes everywhere. And people will go up there with their canoes and kayaks and go from lake to lake to lake and portage between each lake. So I went out the first day and I decided to fish. It was a good day, but already I was getting hungry, terribly hungry. It had already been since noon the following day, but I was determined to do like the Native Americans used to, go out somewhere, fast, and see if a vision would come to me. So on the second day up there, I woke up in the morning. It was a beautiful day. I woke up in the morning feeling weak, very, very weak. I thought about maybe going fishing. I thought about maybe trying to hike. I was too weak. It's not that long of a time, but it had already been a day and a half, and this was going on the second day. I could tell my energy level was way, way down. So there was a lake close to my campsite. It was a small, small lake. One that you can see both sides, both shorelines, real easy. It was totally calm, glass conditions. So what I decided to do is I paddled out in my canoe and I paddled right out to the center of it. I thought I might fish. But once I got out to the center, I was feeling so weak, I just didn't have the strength. So I was feeling really, really weak. Paddled out to the middle of this lake. The sun was shining, the sky was blue. Totally placid. And I decided just to go ahead and lay down in the bottom of my canoe. I was sitting on the center seat. I just leaned back, sat in the bottom of the canoe, leaned my head against my life jacket, which was on the back seat, took my legs and put each one over the side and just laid back and put my arms over the side of the canoe and just laid there and closed my eyes. My thoughts were I was actually going to take a nap. I mean, that's how calm it was. The canoe wouldn't even drift left or right. It was staying right there in the middle. So after about 5 minutes, I heard this sound. And I raise up from the bottom of the canoe, just in time to see this giant eagle come down, hit the water, come out of the water with a big old fish. It was less than 12 feet away from the boat. That's how close he hit the water. And when he come out of the water, he's giving it everything he had, and his wings were smacking the water, and then there he goes. And he took that fish and he took it right up to the shore and landed in a tree. It was a dead tree. Didn't have any leaves on it. Tall, big tree, but dead. And you can imagine my amazement. It's like, wow, that was so cool. Well, he flew up there and he sat there a minute. And you could see him. Oh, I could see the orange on his beak. I mean, he was that close that I could see him easily. I could see his eyes. And he looks around left, and he looks around right, looks around. He's got this big fish. You could tell he is just ready to chomp on lunchtime. It is lunchtime. So about the time he takes his first bite, chomps on it, pulls that meat apart. Here come Mr. Crow. Flew over within 8 to 10 feet of him on a limb, on a tree, right next to him. And I mean, Mr. Crow was upset. Holy cow. Had a camper just pass by. So Mr. Crow is so upset. The eagle is sitting there ready to eat his lunch. He has just caught this giant fish. And this crow is 8 to 10 feet away from him, just squawking. Just squawking and squawking and squawking and squawking. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching this. And I'm thinking, man, I bet that eagle is going to get so mad, he is just going to go straight for that crow. And that crow is squawking, would not shut up. Eagle tried to take a bite and the crow even gets more loud. So I'm watching this go on in my canoe in the middle of this lake. And it went on for probably 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden, the eagle spread his wings. His massive wings come off that limb, holding the fish with his talons, coming down, just swoop down, come right by my canoe, probably within 20 feet of the canoe, just come straight down, went right back up in a giant arch and landed in the tree on the other side of the lake. And the crow became quiet. And the eagle began to eat his lunch. So what that has told me, what that explained to me, what that showed me, what my vision was that in life, if somebody is squawking at you, squawking, just in your face, in your ear, just giving you all kinds of hell. Your option is to squawk back. But what that taught me, and I've used this for 24 years in my life now, and I want to share it with everyone else. What that taught me was, just move. If somebody is giving you a hard time and squawking and all that, it's easier to just move away and eat your lunch in peace. crow was happy. The eagle was happy. And I paddled back to shore, drove to camp, and had some food. That was my vision. I reached out to a couple shaman, a couple Native American medicine men, to ask them, should I share a vision with you? And I'd got no response. So I hope I haven't broke some kind of sacred vow. I hope I haven't done the right thing by sharing this with you. But I think it's important. So remember, don't let anyone or anything ruin your lunch. Of course, the meaning is much deeper than that, but you get the point. Thank you for coming to the channel. That's LAF Space Film Fest. Capital LAF Space Film Fest. I talk to crows and I talk to whippoorwills. I talk to a lot of animals. I think I got him upset. I hope your life is good. I hope things are going well. I hope this message helps you. Have a good day.